Chapter 1. This is the same story that has been told over several hundred years. This is the same story that I've been telling personally for the last 2 decades. It is the story about how we ended up here, living on this mountain. How a once small lakeside village with several neighboring communities turned into this metropolis in the sky. It also serves as a warning about venturing too far down to the lake where we once thrived as a trading village. It serves as an additional warning for future events where we will have to return down to the lake to confront our monsters, our enemies, the unknown. Such large, seemingly bygone events and future endeavors started by one small twig. Snap! Thomas stood still as he heard the twig break under his foot, careful not to move in case something in the woods heard him. The forest was quiet, and rightfully so. All the commotion, fires, screams sent all the animals deep into the forest and into hiding. All the creatures knew something was wrong. Thomas looked around as best he could in the evening sky. What little light blocked by the tall forest trees. He tried to calm his breath. It was at this point he realized he had been on the trail for several hours. He didn't know if he was being followed or not, but the fact remained he may have given away his position for his misstep. He must stay still until he is sure that nothing has their eyes on him. The last eyes he saw was of his father earlier that morning. Thomas woke up just as his father was leaving for work. Thomas got up and grabbed his boots and some bread that his father left out for him. He stepped outside his small, humble home, closing the door behind him. That nice, heavy door let out a loud thud due to its weight. Thomas's father would say often that this door was worth more than the house. Don't let it slam, he would say. Thomas did his best to remember, but this morning he had forgotten again. The thick fog covered him as soon as he stepped outside. It was the rainy season. The clouds, they say, would slowly work their way down the mountain, time and time again during this season. The cold rain from the mountain top, slowly working its way down with the clouds to finally rest on top of the village and the lake. almost as if to take a drink from the lake, stealing its water, only to rise again to the mountain tops, to rain down what it had stolen. Still, through all the dense fog, Thomas knew the way to the lake. It was the same path he had taken for the last couple of years. He began working at around 14 years old, waking up and making his way down to the lake to help the moonlight fishermen unload their catch. It was also easy to remember because as a child he would head down lakeside often because all the shops were near the lake. Nearly every path of the village led there at some point. Thomas wasn't even halfway there when he heard a scream. It was a woman. He did not know who, but he knew that much. The scream was different. It was animalistic. The way animals cry out, as if to call out a warning to their fellow kin. This call, this scream, was a warning to every living soul of the village. Thomas paused mid-step. He was taken back by the sound. A few more steps, he thought to himself. Then he saw the flicker of a flame. Fire. He began to move quickly in the direction of the flame. Another scream. Louder. Another warning. A warning that shook his core, because this time it was not coming from the direction of the fire. Thomas did not pause. He kept moving.